Brett, you were showing your prosthetic arm.
So there's multiple parts to it. This part here is just an aluminum CB antenna mount. It's supposed to go on a bar or something, like a mirror or something on a truck. Through the hole, I put a hitch pin, which I put a nylon bushing on so that it doesn't wear as much. And then I secure it with a cotter pin, and I've got two fender washers, one on each side. The top of the pin, I welded a piece of angle iron to, and drilled a hole. And then this is a turnbuckle that goes into the socket, which is welded to a steel bushing here. And that gives me the ability to rotate, which means that I can steer, I can control the throttle, and everything else. The socket itself is relatively simple. I took a normal casting of my arm and just the plaster bandage, normal casting. I then made a positive mold. So I filled it with plaster of Paris, separated the two, and then I took a 2-liter soda bottle, which is the green stuff here. It was Mountain Dew. And I put that on, the bottle cap is right here. I put that on over the positive mold that I did, and I used a heat gun to shrink the soda bottle. I then coated it with fiberglass. On the inside I put Plasti Dip, which needs to be redone because it's peeling, which gives me a little bit more grip. Through the bottle cap, I drilled a hole, and I put a washer on the inside and the outside of the bottle cap with the bolt going through that connects to the turnbuckle. And so that gives me this movement, which is like this, supination and pronation. I've got this movement, which is kind of like this, and that's actually required for turning. And then this moves so I can work the throttle with, if this hinge weren't here, my arm would be at a more fixed relation to the mount, and so I'd have to move my elbow a whole lot more in order to work the throttle.
How many times did you have to do this? Once?
This is about the third or fourth version. So I've made little minor improvements here and there.
Time. And do you have to
there is a YouTube video on how to make the sockets. It's just, you can use just a 2-liter bottle for a lightweight socket. You can put two 2-liter bottles one over each other for a little bit heavier weight. I think the static loading of 2 is about 10 pounds. I coated it in fiberglass because I wanted it more rigid than the stock. It releases easily enough, but if I don't want to release, it won't. It's all how I control the muscles in my arm.
And do you have to take permission from some government body to
I did
show?
not. If I made these for someone else, I might, because it would be considered a medical device, and it is illegal to market a medical device. You'd actually have to have a doctor prescribe this. I know that regular prosthesis, you have to have an orthopedist prescribe the prosthetic, and there's a certain licensing process to be able to make them. But to do it for yourself in the US, you don't.
So would this be considered dangerous for other people, like harmful when you're driving a bike like this?
This may not be suitable for everyone. For me specifically, it works, and it was designed for me specifically. I did not consider anyone else in the design.
So it's not wrong to do though?
It's not illegal, no. And I have no restrictions on my motorcycle license. So.
Oh, cool. Awesome. This is Brett, and you can ask him more things if you want to, related to, this kind of subject and creative. He's a very, very creative person.